Okay, good evening. I'd like to welcome everybody to the February 28th City Council meeting. First thing we'll do is stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Christie, can we have a roll call, please?
Bierstead. Bjork.
Here.
Kronk. Gagne.
Here.
Morissette.
Here.
Odine. Watson.
Here.
Okay, next we have the approval of the minutes from the February 14th regular council meeting.
I move that we accept them.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, next we have approval of the bills with Mr. Morissette.
Mr. Mayor and Council, I make a motion, we approve the bills in the amount of $1,561,066.51, subject to the Assistant Comptroller tonight.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Before we get started, there's a couple things on the agenda we won't be doing tonight. We'll have them on the next council meeting. Will be item number 8 and item number 13, because the staff needs a little more time to finalize some stuff and some sickness. We will wait on those 2 items. Otherwise, we'll move on to public comments. If there's anybody in the audience has anything they'd like to stand up and talk about, now would be the time.
I have.
Go ahead.
I just want to thank the Lions Club for their recent donation of $6,000 to the River Falls EMS. I think that was a great move, and I think it'll help the River Falls EMS personnel in their jobs. These instruments are life-saving tools. Thanks.
Thank you.
I'd like to make a real quick comment. Tonight at St. Bridget's, you have 28 minutes left if you'd like to go down and support the efforts for a pancake dinner for the needy. It's still going on, but a good cause. It's a good group of people who are filling a need in the community that should be commended. So I was down there serving before the council meeting, so I may have a pancake smell to me, so I apologize to my fellow councilmen.
Smells very
You do.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay, so we will move on. First thing we'll do is we'll close the council hearing up, open up a public hearing on ordinance number 2017-02. This would repeal the regulations related to satellite television dishes in Title 17 zoning of the municipal code. This is a second reading and disposition. Does anybody in the audience have anything they'd like to say about this? Okay, we'll close the public hearing and reopen up the council hearing.
Mr. Mayor, if I could, I've got a comment and then I'll make a motion here.
Yep.
Based on the city code 2.04.060, this requires 4 council people to vote in the affirmative to pass it. We have 4 this evening, but we may or may not in this and many other of these ordinances that are going to come up may or may not have 4 votes. There are council people tonight who couldn't make it, who I know feel passionately on both sides of some of these issues, and I think better council representation is important when we're dealing with ordinances. In the code that I just quoted, there are 4 items that require 4 affirmative votes of the total council, not a quorum, not a majority of the quorum present. A confirmation, an ordinance or resolution, real estate transactions, and appropriation or obligating the city. So based on what we have tonight and based on making sure that we have good spirited discussion on both sides of the topic, I make a motion that we table this ordinance.
I second your motion.
And I'd like to jump in too. I know,
There's no discussion on table stuff.
okay, fair enough.
Got a first and a second, we just go straight to voting. Am I right, Dan? Just go straight to voting? Sorry. All in favor of tabling this till, do we set a date? If we're gonna table it, do we say for the end of the 28th? or the,
lay on the table would just delay it as long as the end of the next meeting. So if you want to postpone it to a specific meeting,
okay,
you can make a motion to postpone it to a date certain or a time certain.
okay, do you want a date, or otherwise it's just for the next meeting?
It's until it's taken off the table.
Oh,
again.
so
there's a motion to
it
take
could
off
go
the
months
table.
and months before anybody takes it off
That's
the
right.
table.
Someone has to make a motion to bring it back on.
Right.
Okay, okay. So I have a first and a second to table it. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, that is tabled. Okay, so now we will close the council hearing and open up a public hearing on ordinance number 2017-03, amending the membership of the Planning Commission in section 2.56.010, administration personnel of the municipal code section, reading the disposition. This ordinance would reduce the membership of the Planning Commission from 9 members to 7 members. Is there anybody in the audience has anything they'd like to say about this? Otherwise, we'll close the public hearing and reopen up the council hearing.
Mr. Mayor, my comments on the first ordinance, and they're going to repeat themselves several times tonight. Again, I think better council representation, so for that reason, I'd make a motion to table.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, it's tabled. Okay, once again, we will close the council hearing and we will open up a public hearing on ordinance 2017-04, amending Title 17, zoning of the municipal code related to the maximum building height in the I-1 light manufacturing and I-2 heavy industrial zoning districts. This is the second reading. This ordinance would increase the height to 50 feet. Is there anybody in the audience has anything like to say about this? No. Otherwise, we'll close the public hearing and reopen the council hearing.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion, we place this on the table.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Once again, we will close the council hearing and reopen up a public hearing on ordinance 2017-05, establishing regulations related to personal storage facilities. For example, mini warehouses, and Title 17, zoning of the municipal code. Anybody in the audience has anything to say about this? Otherwise, we will close the public hearing and reopen the council hearing.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion that we table this
Second.
topic.
Thank you, Hal.
All in favor?
Let you have all the fun.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. One more time, we will close the council hearing and reopen the public hearing on ordinance number 2017-06, amending Title 14.08.080 regarding impact fees and sewer connection fees. This is the second reading disposition of this one. Is anybody in the audience has anything to say about this? Nope. Otherwise, we will close the public hearing and reopen up the council hearing.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion that we table this ordinance.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, next we'll move on to the consent agenda. Number 6 is acknowledgement of the following minutes. Police and Fire Commission from 12:05, the EMS Board from 12:05, the Business Improvement District from 1:10, the Park and Rec Board from 1:18, the Planning Commission, the workshop from 1:03, and the regular meeting from 1:17, the Historic Preservation Commission from 1:11, the Library Board from 1:03, and the Design Review Committee from 10:10. 7 is a resolution regarding land acquisition for electric system routing. This resolution will approve the purchase of Lot 1, Block 103 of Powell's Edition for routing and underground placement of 2-key, 3-phase electric feeder circuits. And number 9 would be the resolution regarding option and ground lease for Tower and Whitetail Ridge Corporate Park. This would approve an option and a ground lease for 36 months with Global Signal Acquisitions, IV LLC, for a 100 by 100 parcel in Whitetail Ridge Corporate Park. Does anybody want to pull anything?
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to pull number 7 and number 9.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor, make a motion, you
I
removed
pulled it, yep, I already pulled 8.
I make a motion, we approve consent agenda number 6, A through H.
Second.
Any questions or comments on it? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Mr. Morissette, you pulled number 7.
Guess what?
Ah,
This falls under the same ordinance, so for that reason, I would make a motion that we place this upon the table.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And you pulled number 9.
Same reason, place it on the table.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, next move on to number 10 is ordinance number 2017-07. Repealing section 5.24.010 of the Billiard Hall. This is the first reading. The second reading and disposition will be at the March 14th meeting. Does anybody on the council have any questions? Otherwise, we'll move on to number 11 is ordinance number 2017-08. Repealing section 5.24.020, Christmas tree sales. This is the first reading too. The second reading and disposition will be on to March 14th meeting. There again, does the council have any questions on this?
Yeah, I have just some questions, just for clarification for the people at home, for Amy. What's the purpose of repealing these programs? Is it just that they're not in use anymore or needed? Maybe if you're the correct person to ask that. I just want to give some clarification for the people at home why we're repealing the stuff and what the
I
purpose is.
haven't been involved in these, but in reading the report, I believe that they have been obsolete and we haven't been utilizing them for a number of years. I believe that's correct. Scott?
Yes.
That's my understanding, yes.
Cleaning
That's
them
all,
up.
thank you.
Okay, number 12 is ordinance number 2017-09, repealing section 13.04.20.020, reserve availability equivalent charge for water and sanitary sewer service. There again, this is the first reading, and the second reading will be on March 14th. Council have any questions on this one? Okay, we move on. We're not doing 13, so 14 would be the city administrator's report. Scott's got anything for us, or if council members have any questions for Scott? Nope.
Happy to answer any questions.
I guess we're questionless.
Here.
Okay, we'll move on to the comptroller's report.
Comptroller's report for January 2017. General fund revenues through the end of January were $521,954 and include the January property tax settlement and first quarter transportation aids. Expenditures for the same period were $486,317, or 5% of budgeted, for a net of revenues over expenditures of $35,527.
Thanks, Al. Okay, I just got a couple announcements. I would look to the council to look favorably on a couple appointments I'd like to make. I'd like to reappoint Mike Miller to the bid board through December of 2019, and I'd like to reappoint Adam Mazeski to the utility advisory board through April of 2020.
Mr. Mayor, why this actually does fall under the same ordinance, I'm hopeful that we have 4 votes to look for citizens to serve on city committees. So for that reason, I'll make a motion that we accept your appointments.
And I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we got something done. All right.
Mr.
Make a
Crux?
motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned.
Mr. Mayor, I